Yeah, so I wanted to clarify the schedule a little bit. Um, because when I was looking at it, I realized that if you follow the instructions here of just your class schedule, it's not going to give you that much information. So it's not going to be super effective. I mean, it's always nice to have your schedule visually laid out so you kind of know where you're supposed to be. But that doesn't really help you as far as figuring out your study schedule. So, what I would recommend is to do your classes as well as any other weekly reoccurring events. So, for example, I have two classes at Heart Now. I have one class at CSUMB. I go line dancing 3 times a week. I have office hours for CSUMB and I have office hours for Heart Now. So, those things remain the same week after week. Um, so that's my schedule as far as that goes. Then I could look at this and be like, all right, in all reality, I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of studying done on Tuesdays. It's just not going to happen. However, Mondays and Wednesdays in the mornings are great. I like to sleep in, so I would figure, say, from 9:30 to 11:30 or 12 every Monday and Wednesday I could study. And so I would put that in color coded. So study slash homework, or maybe just study to make life simple. Monday and Wednesday from 9:30 to 12. And then I'll make that a different color. And then, oh, 9:30 a.m. My bad. It's like, why isn't it showing? Then I might look again and be like, okay, so Thursdays I get out of class at around 10. By the time I get home and eat lunch and like chill a little bit because that's what I want to do, I could say, okay, from say 12:30 to 2:30, because I have to then get ready and go, I could study from then. All right, study from on Thursdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, from 12:30 to 2:30. And then I'm gonna make that green. And then on Fridays, I'm pretty darn free. So on Fridays, after line dancing in the morning, I'd want to come back and hang out a little bit and chill. And then, so again, I'll say like 12:30 to 4. Then I can study. Or maybe even just, 12:30 to 4 or 5, because that's the first thing that came up. Okay. This doesn't include Saturdays and Sundays, because maybe I want to give myself a break on the weekends. Maybe I want to be a little bit more open on the weekends. And also, this is just what it is. So this gives me a better sense of like, okay, I have some things that are not going to change. Classes are not going to change the pink for me. I'm always going to have office hours at the same time. I'm always going to have these classes at the same time. Line dancing, I would like to go to every time that it's there. So I want it blocked off. But if something happens, I can skip that. Study, I want to make sure that I stick to these. Okay. So I know, and I can then share this with people and be like, hey, don't bother me between 9:30 and 12 on Mondays and Wednesdays because I'm not available. So sorry, this is what it is. Right. Adding in any work schedules, any other obligations will give you a better sense. So from here, then you can either take a screenshot, which is probably what I would recommend. So I'm just going to screenshot this because that's really where the schedule is. And then paste it into my schedule. Okay, make life simple. Now, if you want, you can print the schedule and save it as a PDF. If you save it as a PDF, it makes it a little bit easier as far as that goes. I only want the first page, and then it'll save as a PDF. Adding that onto the document is not as easy, so I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. But if that makes more sense to you, and if you want to just put on here attached, that's fine. And then you can upload a second document when you're turning this in. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help.